watching Bally Sports, the home of the Marlins, Heat, and Panthers.
Around Major League Baseball continues on a beautiful Monday night in Miami. Opening week is presented by PNC Bank. For the fourth straight game, the roof is open at loanDepot Park as the Angels are in town for a three-game series against the Marlins, still in search of their first win of the season, but still all smiles all around on a bark at the park Monday night. And listen, for the Marlins, it's a long way to go. Still 158 left on the schedule. No panic, none whatsoever. But you do want to get into the win column as Max Meyer returns for the first time since 2022. More on him in just a bit. Paul Severino, Rod Allen with you. So a bit of a change of scenery, I guess you could say. Pirates are out, the Angels are in, so the Marlins can start fresh.
Well, absolutely. And they didn't expect to get off to an 0-4 start, but those 4 games are gone. Pittsburgh played tremendous baseball up and down. What the Marlins have to do is play a complete game today, Paul. They've had some flashes of brilliance, but they haven't put it all together. That's why they have not won any of these contests, even though they should have took 2 of 4 from Pittsburgh.
And one thing that really was good yesterday, it was a true positive coming out of the ball game yesterday, was they got some big hits, including their first home runs of the season. It's hard to have a bigger home run than a grand slam. Jazz had one of those.
5 batters in. The Marlins were 5-0 against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and that's a huge knock for Jazz Chisholm. First home run of the year for the Marlins. And how about this one? No one needed this more than Avisail Garcia. Left his bat at 107 miles an hour. The fans had already started booing him. He wasn't appreciative of that, and he showed them just how much he did appreciate it. But this is a big one right here. 16th career home run for Nick Gordon. Pinch hit variety against Bednar, the closer of the Pittsburgh Pirates. What a swing that was, but they weren't able to finish it off. Hopefully they can finish off today with a W.
Yeah, a 9th inning game-tying home run, but unfortunately for the Marlins, a couple of extra inning losses against Pittsburgh, which means the pitching staff has been spread a little thin, but they get a brand new pitcher tonight, and Max Meyer. He makes his season debut, the first time that he's back on the bump since 2022. It was his second big league start, and he blew out his elbow. You figured you'd see him at some point this year, Rod, because of other injuries. He's back here on day 5.
Looking forward to watching this young pitcher here. He's got wipeout stuff, fastball, mid to upper 90s. He's got a nasty slider, and his changeup is improving. I expect him to go out there and compete. I talked to Josh Bell in spring training. He said of all the young pitchers that he saw in spring, this was the guy that impressed him the most, and they desperately need a right-hander in that rotation with the quartet of lefties.
Yeah, he's got some nasty stuff, and he's got a nasty attitude out there, too. You love watching this guy work. He's a hockey player at heart from Minnesota. Much more on the return of Max Meyer when we come back. We'll check in with Kelly Sacco on the other side of the break.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, refrigeration, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Marlins baseball is presented by Leon. Visit our centers and experience the Leon Guarantee. Beautiful night for baseball. The roof panels open. Let's check in with Kelly Sacco.
Thanks, Paul. Well, it has been a long journey for Max Meyer, who waited over 19 months to make his return here tonight to loanDepot Park since his debut back then in August of 2022. The plan originally was for Meyer to start the year in AAA, but due to the injuries to Braxton Garrett, Edward Cabrera, and Yuri Perez, he was recalled to the opening day lineup. Look at him. He's got a slow heartbeat. Nothing scares him, but it was a very, very long road to get to this day. Here's Max.
Going through the whole process, you know, I didn't have much competition, so just getting the swing back into facing people, getting competition, getting the itch to go out there again, just continued reps, and I feel like I'm always going to have a chip on my shoulder for myself, but I just can't wait to keep seeing guys, seeing live hitters, and they're trying to take what I have, so it's going to be fun.
And it's that attitude that guys love so much about Max. He's always up for a challenge. Now, Skip did make it very, very clear they are going to monitor him, very similar to like they did with Yuri last season. So he will be on a pitch count and an inning count. But keep it right here because first pitch is next. The Angels are in Miami, the first of 3. Can Miami come up with their first win of the 2024? Only one way to find out. Keep it right here on Valley Sports.
I'm Jay, and this is my home. My first big purchase with help from loanDepot. This is where I play my favorite music. This is where I grow my small garden. It is here that I laugh. It is here that I learn. It's my sanctuary. It's my place. It is my home. And home means everything to me.
We all have one thing in common now. We're all living in a new normal. Whether you're experiencing stress, loneliness, or anxiety, remember, we're all in this together. It's okay to not be okay. It's essential to care for one another with respect, communicate and listen without judgment, and connect those who need help with support services in our community. If you or someone you know needs help, dial 988 today. Brought to you by United Way of Broward County and the Broward Behavioral Health Coalition.
It's the Volkswagen 75th Anniversary Sales Event. 75 years for us. That's a big deal for you. And the deals don't get much bigger than this. Right now, lease a new 2024 Volkswagen for as low as $219 a month. $219. Or choose an amazing, incredible 0% APR for 60 months. And every new VW comes with complimentary maintenance. We're celebrating. Now you can too. Don't miss the Volkswagen 75th Anniversary Sales Event. Shop VWFlorida.com.
Marlins baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by PNC Bank. MLB opening week is presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Leon, visit our centers and experience the Leon Guarantee by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Estrella Insurance. Call 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE today. Had some great weather down here in South Florida the last few days, so the roof open for a 4th straight game. Haven't seen that since 2018. And we also get to watch the return of Max Meyer. Haven't seen him since 2022. Really excited for that. And Rod, as we talked about in our open, we figured at some point this season you'd see him, but maybe a little sooner because of the injuries. Much more on that in just a moment. Let's take a look at the Angels batting order presented by Ocean Bank. Anthony Rendon leads things off. Nolan Shawnell is going to be here. This is going to be a huge story between Shonwell and Neto down at the bottom, 2 South Florida natives. And, oh, by the way, the guy hitting third, yeah, Mike Trout. I think you've heard of him, too. So this is the Angels lineup coming off their first win of the season last year. And for Max Meyer, his third big league start, threw about 70 pitches during the scrimmage, the intra-squad game last Tuesday here at loanDepot Park before the season started. But we're excited to see him back.
I'm excited to see him as well. Skip Schumacher said before the game today that Meyer will tell us how long he goes in this contest, but he'd like to get him up to 90 pitches. And if he does that, it's a pretty good outing for him. The Marlins desperately need a win here today, and they're leaning on their rookie, Max Meyer, for that effort.
And they'd love to get length out of Max Meyer, but again, with the 70 pitches, maybe you figure the next progression would be in the 85-ish range. But as Skip said before the game today, it's going to depend on, how much stress is on those pitches. So that will be certainly something to watch. Let's take a look at the defense behind him tonight.
Skip Schumacher's defensive alignment. You've got Gordon, you've got Chisholm in center field, you got Sanchez over and right. Third to first reads this way. You've got Berger, Anderson, Arise, and Josh Bell over at first base, and Bethancourt, the newcomer, and behind the dish, putting down the fingers or pushing the buttons for Max Meyer.
So it'll be Anthony Rendon. Saw him an awful lot when he was in Washington as a member of the Nationals. Now he's playing for Ron Washington, who is back at the helm. He, of course, was the manager in Texas for a few years with the Texas Rangers. Took him to the World Series a couple of years in a row. Was on the coaching staff with the Atlanta Braves. A very successful run that he had there. And now back as a big league skipper in Anaheim. Congratulations to one of baseball's good guys.
10 years in between these managerial opportunities for Ron Washington. As you mentioned, one of baseball's really good guys.
Anthony Rendon digs in, takes the first pitch, strike, and we're underway. Sinker to start against Anthony Rendon. A couple of home runs last season for Rendon. Of course, has been riddled with injuries. He's in the 5th year of that 7-year, $245 million contract that he signed after he left the Nationals.
And 4th consecutive game that Rendon has led off for the Angels. He hasn't led off since he was a little younger in Washington in 2015. But Ron Washington feels like at the top of the lineup, he's one of the guys on the squad that can see some pitches, that will take a walk and give the other guys in the lineup an opportunity to see some pitches of the starter out there.
That's in there for a strike. Goes to the slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He's got a plus slider. He's always had a really good slider. He's got a really good changeup now to go along with the mid-90s fastball.
Ooh, a little bit high, according to the home plate umpire tonight, Jordan Baker. Get that out of the way early.
And Meyer thought he had strike 3, and it was a strike.
3-2. Hit sharply. Diving play by Anderson. 2 first. What a play, Tim Anderson.
Stop it, TA. Just stop it.
Even surprised himself.
Rendon does not have a hit so far this year, and he was making a bid for one. But take the least little quickness of the feet here by Anderson. 1 step of the dive, and very athletic to get up to his feet to make that throw across the diamond. Sometimes you make those great plays, but you don't finish it off with a good throw. He finished it off with a very accurate throw.
2 away, and it's Nolan Shonwell. Shonwell takes a strike. That the fastball at 95. From Boca, the number 11 pick in 2023 out of FAU, already in the big leagues. Boy, is he making a bit of an impact too. Seems to be on base just about every day. In fact, has been on base in every game, and he's got a big family, friends.
Wow.
Yep, and he's not the only one. And then you got Zach Neto's group down in front of him, so the Angels family section or sections loaded up tonight.
A lot of times when you have 2 guys that are from Florida, you got to go around to all your teammates to ask them for their tickets if no one's going to need them. So I'm sure these guys, they were probably at it in spring training.
A great pitch right there. Excellent slider from Max Meyer. 2 away.
That has been his signature pitch. Look at the grip, and look at it come off the fingertips, and look at the location. And right down by the back foot, that's exactly where you want to locate that pitch to the left-hander. You want to get it into an area where he can't do any damage with it.
Here's a guy that's done some damage, Mike Trout. Future Hall of Famer takes a strike. A 3-time MVP and 4 more second-place finishes, but health has been the issue for him. You see, last year just 82 games. Meyer ahead, 0-2.
That's exactly where you have to pitch Trout. In his career, he's been dangerous on balls down in the strike zone, but if you give him that fastball up, you might get a swing and miss, but you might want to go a little bit higher with this next one if that's what you're going to do here.
0-2, missing away.
You see the hot zone here. Mike Trout down the middle, down low. He loves that pitch. He also loves that ball inside. But what I was talking about, you got to go up top. Doesn't do much damage when you climb the ladder with that fastball, but there's not many guys that do damage on that pitch up there these days, especially with the velocity that some of these pitchers have.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a called strike 3. Welcome back, Max. 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 first inning. Hello, defense behind him to start, took care of the rest.
If working hard is essential, you need something that gets you going and keeps you going on the path to your true potential. You need Celsius. Every drop is essential. Celsius, essential energy.
Get ready for the British Basketball League. 10 teams, 1 electrifying league. Global talent, local passion, all with a British twist. Witness unbeatable moments every weekend, all the way to the championship final in May 2024. The British Basketball League is now streaming on the Bally Sports app.
Sanchez sends one out to right center. You gotta love it. 1-2. Got him. He did it again. De La Cruz makes the catch. It's a Marlins win. And this is a fly ball out to deep right center. He's got a granny today. Jazz Chisholm Jr. This is Avi Garcia hitting one well out toward right center field, and it's a home run. And that is a fly ball deep right field, and we are tied. Nice offensive day for the Marlins yesterday with their first 3 home runs of the season. Unfortunately, didn't translate into a win, but that win is coming, and maybe this is the lineup that gets it done. Ocean Bank presents it to you. Arise, Bellenberger, Jazz, De La Cruz, and Sanchez in the middle. Anderson, Gordon, and Bethancourt against Chase Silseth, who deals a first pitch at the bottom of the zone. A little bit too low, and Arise is ahead 1 ball and no strikes. Season debut here for Silseth. Career high 16 games last year, made 8 starts, 56 strikeouts, and 52 in the 3rd innings.
Pitched well down the stretch for the Halos, and then he carried that into spring training as one of the reasons why he won a spot in the rotation. Ron Washington, the manager, really loves him, loves his tenacity. We got a couple of starters on the mound today, Meyer and Silseth, that got an edge to him, I guess I would say.
The other thing to keep an eye on is that Silseth likes to work quickly. One of the quick little nuggets I picked up on him before the game. Very rarely does he get anywhere close to the end of the pitch clock. He releases at 7 and deals a strike.
They say he works so quickly, Paul, that at times it feels like they feel like he gets tired because he's working so quickly.
3 balls and a strike to Arise. It was 2 for 18 in the series against the Pirates, and is aboard to start tonight.
And take a look at the scouting report on Silseth. He's got a power arm. Fastball will go anywhere from 93 to 96. Used to throw harder, but he sacrificed velocity for command. That slider split combo is lethal. The split finger, especially to the left-handers, he throws it 50% of the time when he gets ahead. And as Paul just told you, he's a very fast worker.
Josh Bell takes a look at a strike on the inside part of the plate. 0-1 to Bell.
And Bell told me that one of the things that he wanted to try to accomplish this year was to elevate the baseball. He does not want to hit the ball on the ground.
Especially in situations like this. Marlins hitting into 4 double plays that first series against Pittsburgh, or 7 rather, 4 in 1 game.
You can almost tell by the swing that Bell takes that he's got a little uppercut in that swing where he's trying to lift it.
Opponents hit 171 against the sweeper, 137 against the split last year, and with 2 strikes, you very well could see one of those 2 pitches.
You're hoping if he does throw that split that possibly it'll get past the catcher. If he bounces it, Vice can't pick it up, and that'll allow Arise to get to second.
It was the splitter, but Bell takes a look at it, 1-2.
He throws that pitch better than 50% of the time once he gets ahead of the left-handed hitter. Not so much to the right-hander.
One, 2. Fought off that splitter. One, 2. Bell fouls that one away. Rod, take a look at the defense. No shift anymore, but that's Rendon playing by shortstop.
I see that.
A lot of room down the line. But we're going to have a catcher's interference that allows Bell to get down to first base.
Good start today for the Marlins.
You could hear the click click. I'll take a listen to it as well. Just trust us on that one. Well, first and second here for Jake Burger. And this after that first weekend, Rod, this is the guy the Marlins want at the plate.
He's been sizzling hot, and what he loves to do and what he has been doing, he's been swinging at that first pitch a bunch.
Yeah, he was among the league leaders. I think the number was top 10 last year at first pitch swing percentage. So
he ain't waiting around.
No, he's got places to be. 1 ball and 1 strike. Big weekend for him, 7 for 16. Drove in 6 runs against the Pirates. And a base hit into right field. Arise is getting the green light around third. Throw goes towards second. Another RBI for Jake Burger. A 1-0 Marlins lead.
Unselfish is Jake Burger right now, not trying to pull the baseball. He hit over 300 last year after they acquired him from the White Sox. But take a look at that swing, inside out, the opposite way, right past the first baseman in the right field, and Arise with a really good jump off second base, able to score the first run of the contest. Marlins were able to do this yesterday as well. They scored 5 runs in the first.
Yeah, they couldn't hold the lead. They also couldn't hold the lead when they scored 5 on opening day, but you keep putting 5 on the board, that's going to be a decided difference from last year when they struggled to score runs. You'll win a lot more than you lose if you score 5 a night, especially with the pitching staff that the Marlins have.
Agreed.
They lead it 1-0 here, and it's Jazz to the plate. He had the grand slam yesterday, his first homer, his first RBIs of the season. He takes the ball up and away.
That's why you don't put too much stock in spring numbers when you have a veteran player like Jake Burger. He did not have a good spring swinging the bat. On many occasions, he just looked lost in the batting cage. But once the season turned and the bright lights came on, Berger swinging that bat very well.
Tied up with 94. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Jazz.
That's where the Pittsburgh Pirates pitched Jazz a lot in that 4-game series. Good hard fastballs upstairs. And that's exactly what Silseth has tried to do here as well. Might be a pattern developing across the league where they feel like Jazz is not as good up top as he is at the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, word will travel fast, that's for sure. 1-2. Yeah, word travels fast that he's pretty darn good, too. That's a base hit right field. Here comes the throw. Bell rounding third and got around the tag. Jazz with an RBI in a 2-0 Marlins lead.
And nice start here for the Marlins. Here's a breaking ball that's just spinning. And Jazz simply turns on it, whistles the ball the opposite way. I wasn't sure whether Benedict was going to send Bell home. He didn't get a good break, and then it looked like Griffin Benedict was indecisive and whether he was going to send him or not. And it looked like a close play, but he's able to get that left hand in there with that real good slide and with the help of the on-deck circle, De La Cruz, telling him which direction to slide.
Nice job. He get that lane toward the back of home plate. Good slide by Bell. Racing home.
Take a look at Griffin here. You can't see him, but he's a little late wave. But once he's waved him home, he paid attention to the Berger at second base.
Still 2 on, still nobody out, and Brian De La Cruz at the plate. Blocked there by Theis, and it's ball 1. Of course it worked out, but do you like the aggressive send? Just looking at Moniak's arm last year, kind of middle of the road when it comes to arm strength. Tested early on, right?
Absolutely. Try to score as many runs as you can early in the contest. And one of the reasons why Griffin probably was indecisive is because Bell didn't get a great jump off of second base. And a lot of times you have to really pay attention. But he was watching the right fielder, and he felt like the gamble was worth it, and it paid off.
2-0 to De La Cruz. Taken upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. A 5 for 19 start for De La Cruz.
Don't know for sure. But DLC might be one of those guys that has the green light here to swing if he chooses to do so on a 3-0 fastball.
And just a good pitch from Silseth right on the black. 3-1. Chased the fastball a little out of the zone there. 3 balls, 2 strikes to De La Cruz. First player from the 2021 draft to get to the big leagues. Chase Silseth. They've churned out some draft picks to the bigs pretty quick. The Angels have. Shawnuel and Neto, a couple of those guys.
Right. Ron Washington told me today he's got a very young team. They played that game in Baltimore on Thursday. They had a day off on Friday. They had a workout. And because he says he has a young team, and he says anytime he has an opportunity to do that, he'll take advantage of it.
Silseth down in the count. 3 balls and no strikes. Comes back and strikes out De La Cruz.
Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for the Los Angeles Angels. Ward, Trout, Moniak in the outfield. Trout has made at least 12 starts in the outfield. Only a couple of other halos have done that. Garrett Anderson and Tim Salmon.
Sanchez has to move his feet on on that breaking ball in the dirt. Berger, the runner at second base. Jazz at first. A 2-0 Marlins lead. And a ground ball towards short. Jazz got to the bag, and Sanchez beat it out. A little indecision by Neto up the middle, and the bases are going to be loaded.
And it looked like Neto probably should have gone to the second baseman here to turn the play, but he thought he could get to the bag, tag the bag before Jazz got there. But now, take a look at him now. Now he knows he's got to rush to get there because Jazz is flying with a great break off first base, and then he can't even get the out at first base. It's a mistake there by Neto. They could have at least got one there. But we'll take it.
Absolutely. Corners are in for the Angels. Bases are loaded for the Marlins. And that's ball one to Tim Anderson.
We talked about Jazz and just how fast he is and his sprint speed, which is elite. He's the reason. Take a look at the break that he gets here. He's flying, and he's able to get there safely.
We've heard Skip talk certainly last year, but even in the early part of this season through spring training as well, is those little things, winning at the margins, and that extra little hustle for Jazz, playing the game the right way, getting there, staying out of the out or therefore the double play, extends this inning. And just like yesterday, the Marlins with first inning runs, but also with the bases loaded here for Tim Anderson, who's got a couple of career grand slams.
And he's got himself sitting in a real nice friendly fastball count should he get one with those quick hands.
Swung through it at the top of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Made a dazzling play. And to take a single away from Rendon, the first hitter of the game, that kind of set the tone for the game, really. Take one more look at the play. No chance for Neto to get there. We take a look at it. So he can't get there. So he has to at least try to get to second base. But Jazz was flying. He still tried to get him. Had he thrown across the diamond, he gets an out there. But he thought he could beat Jazz to the bag. He'll know better next time.
Oh, strike 3. That was that splitter.
Yeah, that's a really good look at it. And looked like Tim thought that ball was inside, backed off of it, but looked like it caught the corner.
Nick Gordon. Game-tying home run, 9th inning last night, and a base hit that's going to drive in runs here today. 2 runs come home, and Gordon into second with a double. 4-0 Marlins here in the first.
When he had that pinch hit home run last night, Gordon, he swung at the very first pitch, and then he does as much here against Silseth. Wasn't waiting around. Smokes that ball right up the middle for a 2 RBIs and a knock. This split he didn't do a whole lot. You may remember he also hit a split-fingered fastball yesterday from Bednar, and it pretty much was in the exact same location.
Ninth man to hit this inning, Christian Bethancourt takes a strike. Marlins had the 4th fewest first inning runs last year. In the last 2 days, they've scored 9, and they're not done yet. 2 in scoring position for Bethancourt, who goes outside the zone to swing and miss there. 0-2. Strikeout for Bethancourt, but a big inning for the Marlins. 4 in the first.
The time for a new Honda is here. Save thousands with 2.9% financing. Shop full Honda inventory now. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. Get 2.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today.
I'm Jeremy Taché with Bally Sports, and welcome to the Florida Bright Future Scholarship Student Athlete Spotlight, presented by the Florida Lottery. Today's Spotlight recipient is Will Zabin, a 2022 graduate of Merritt Island High School in Brevard County. Will was an all-state soccer player and an academic All-American at Merritt Island, posting a 4.5 GPA and scoring a perfect 800 in the math portion of the SAT. He made the Dean's or President's list every semester while also earning an associate in arts degree from Eastern Florida State College. On the soccer field, Will thrived in the biggest moments, scoring the winning goal in the district championship in both his sophomore and senior seasons. He also completed more than 100 hours of volunteer work. Will is now studying electrical engineering at the University of Central Florida, Go Knights, which he attends on the Provost Scholarship. Do you think you have what it takes to be our next Florida Lottery Bright Future Scholarship Spotlight? Study hard, keep those grades up, and our next Spotlight might just be you.
I'm ready to win. Come on, baby.
That's over the wall. Jake Berger.
I'm in the driver's seat again.
Now's the time. Drive a new Honda from $239 a month. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. Drive KBB.com's best value brand now with payments from $239 a month. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Great to have Max Meyer back. You never know when that momentum shift is going to happen. Maybe it was that great defense behind him in the first inning. He then had 2 strikeouts in his first inning back since July of 2022. Marlins then spot him a 4-run first inning. So he's got some wiggle room here in the second. Facing Taylor Ward to start. And a ball up high.
I know Mel Sotomayor Jr., the pitching coach, and Skip Schumacher would love to see Meyer go out there and have a shutdown inning after his ball club scored him 4 runs in the bottom half of the first frame.
Goes to the slider, gets to the top of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, that's really the thing here is that, yes, it's a 4-run lead, but Marlins saw a 5-run first inning lead evaporate yesterday. This out toward right field. Sanchez turns. It's going to go over his head and 1 hop the wall. Jazz will get it in quick, but a double for Ward. And the leadoff man in scoring position, first hit of the game for the Angels.
Ward has been hitting the ball harder than any of the Angels. It's a breaking ball that doesn't do a whole lot, and Ward splits the gap. He's already homered twice in back-to-back days in Baltimore. So he's got some pop in that bat, and he's feeling real good at the beginning of this season.
Brings up Brandon Drury, second baseman tonight for the Angels. A swing and miss there at the slider.
Already quite a few sliders thrown by Max Meyer.
There's a strike. There's another one.
Right.
26 home runs last year for Drury. 3 for 10, 4 strikeouts against the Orioles. Angels lost 2 out of 3 against the O's over the weekend in Baltimore. Chopped toward third, but foul.
And Ron Washington told me before the game today that Baltimore Orioles team is legit. They scored a boatload of runs against the Angels in the first couple of days, but the Angels able to win yesterday to take 1 game in the 3-game series.
Well, it's funny you mentioned they had the workout for the off day Friday,
right?
And after the Saturday loss, when they had been outscored 24-7, they already had a team meeting.
How about that?
A workout and a team meeting in the first week of the season.
It was a positive, though, team meeting. It was one that he just wanted to make sure that his team knew that it was a marathon, not a sprint. You still have 162 more games to play. Let's get back to doing some of the things that we did in spring training, throwing strikes, playing good defense, and of course, the next day, his team wins a baseball game.
0-2 from Meyer. And Drury hits it hard out towards center, right at Jazz. Because that momentum was going back. Easy advance for Ward to get to third with less than 2 outs. Suit up this season with Marlins swag. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Shop now at MLBshop.com.
I don't know about you, but Jazz looks awfully comfortable in his second tour of duty out in center field this year. Taking great routes, getting good breaks, making the right decision.
Looking a little bit like Aaron Hicks in his prime. Hicks,
he was good.
He was a good center fielder for a little while. DH tonight. But you're right. We talked about it. Tommy and I did that first weekend about Jazz. Last year he was an infielder who was playing center field.
Right.
But this year he's a center fielder.
Agreed. Former #1 draft choice of the Minnesota Twins is Aaron Hicks out of Southern California. He's a great golfer, too. Almost a scratch golfer.
Yeah, he gets to play at all the pro-ams before spring training that are in that area. Must be nice. Number 14 overall back in 2008. 1 ball, 1 strike. Down and in from the 3rd overall pick by the Marlins back in 2020 out of the University of Minnesota. Max Meyer. Talked about that closer's mentality. He had 16 saves as a freshman and then went on to dominate as a starter before the Marlins took him 3rd overall. And as we mentioned earlier with Silseth or Shawnuel or Neto on the Angels side of things, when Meyer got drafted, there were some that were thinking it may not take him that long to get to the big leagues. Drafted in 20, got up in 22, however.
Right.
Bouncing ball right on the line. Bell's got it. Flips to Meyer. They'll concede the run, of course. 4-1 on the 3-1 putout, 2 away. Now Matt Theis with the bases empty and 2 outs. Backstop tonight for the Angels.
And first start of the year for Theis.
His first action of the season. Didn't play in the 3 games in Baltimore. Big swing and miss over a changeup there.
And both of these managers love to get both their guys some action the very first week of the season. You leave spring training with 26 guys and you just want them all to get some reps. And the worst thing you could do is a guy had 6 or 7, 8 bad bats the last couple of days of spring and then sit for the first week of the season because he's not a starter.
Inside 3-1. Their everyday catcher is certainly one of a lot of promise. Logan O'Hoppe got him from the Phillies. A deal for Brandon Marsh a couple years ago. Theis high pop up. And we apologize for our wonderful audio. And that'll do it. Angels get 1 back.
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it. Boring is the unsung catalyst for bold.
What straps gold to a rocket and hurtles it into space? Boring does.
Boring makes vacations happen.
Early retirement's possible.
And startups start up.
Because it's smart, dependable, and steady. All words you want from your bank.
For nearly 160 years, PNC Bank has been brilliantly boring, so you can be happily fulfilled. Which is pretty unboring if you think about it.
Smell funky? Get Skunky, the shower anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts from your head to your feet and everything in between. Just add water, work it into a rich lather, and it's ready to use. Skunky effectively lifts and removes oil and dirt from your skin and hair without any rinsing required. Just towel dry and you're done without any sticky residue. Skunky is ideal for contractors or anyone who works outdoors. A hiking, fishing, or camping trip wouldn't be complete without Skunky. Skunky is a game changer for all ages and a must for elder care. Call now and get 20 Skunky 60-second shower pads for only $9.99. But wait, order now and we'll send you 5 more absolutely free. That's 25 showers for only $9.99. There's a strict limit of 1 family pack per order at this incredibly low price. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-406-8731 or visit GetSkunky.com. That's GetSkunky.com. Order now.
Scan this this QR code to join FanZone, the ultimate online forum for sports fans. Your voice can help shape the future of sportscasting. Join FanZone today.
Esta transmisión de los Marlins está disponible en español.
And we welcome you back here inside loanDepot Park. A 4-1 Marlins lead as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Some 305 fans there. I think that's the Sean Noel and Neto group for the Angels. We'll allow it. We'll allow it.
And Silseth threw 36 pitches in that first frame. He really struggled to get out of that first inning.
Call Neto Mr. 305, of course, from Miami Coral Park High School. That's why. Luis Arise, a walk and a run scored his first time up. A 4-run first inning for the Marlins. That one misses, and it's 3-0.
Arise displaying a lot of patience today. Usually a free swinger. Doesn't walk that often.
It was less than 6% last year. Takes a strike. But already 3 walks on the young season for him. .40 pitches so far for Silseth. That one gets the corner and it runs the count full. Payoff pitch from Silseth is down and in, and Arise works another walk. Second one of the game for Silseth. Both of them have been to the leadoff man, Arise. Stream Miami Marlins baseball live on the Valley Sports app, your home for the Marlins. Well, even though hits may have been a little hard to come by for Arise in the first few games of the series, he continues to get on base. That, of course, a big part of his game anyway, one way or the other. And that's what the Marlins need, is for him to get on base for the big bats of Bell, Berger, Jazz right behind him.
And they're a much more efficient ball club when he's on the base path. It gives everybody else more opportunities. We know he's not going to run a lot, doesn't steal a lot of bases. Not your classic leadoff hitter with speed from that standpoint, but boy, does he get a lot of hits. He puts that pitcher in the stretch quite often.
He had two-walk games all of last year. He walked twice and leads away from first to 2-0. Bell comes up empty on the fastball. Bell reached on the catcher's interference and scored in the first inning. This one hit out toward left field, sends Ward back to the edge of the track. Retreating is Arise, and we check in with Kelly Sacco.
Hey guys, it's time now to take a look at the Florida Lottery in-game jackpot. Jake Berger ranked 4th in highest barrel rate contact in 2023. Rod, you spoke about his struggles in spring. He hit 196, but he told me he was able to bounce back by controlling his mindset. He said a bad mentality leads to bad mechanics, which leads to bad pitch selection. So for him, it's all about staying positive. And he actually has a funny way of talking about his alter ego, guys. He says, you can't let the ogre come out.
I didn't know that there was one.
Oh, that's what I said. I'm like, wait, did I hear that right? Ogre? He said, ogre. Can't let it come out and take over your mindset.
Bounce that one away. That's the thing. He's not a seasoned veteran. A great catch out there, by the way. Bring back the visor.
Sweet.
Yeah. Is that Bubba Watson? Might be. Who knows? Anyway, great catch. But now you're a couple, 3 years into your big league career, and you know that in spring, Rod, you're getting your work in. Results can be great, and good springs beat bad springs. But at the end of the day, as long as you're hitting your stride on opening day and beyond is when it really matters.
You know, and I think the one thing with Jake, too, he knew he was ready for spring training. He told me that he started hitting in Tennessee. He's from Nashville. He started hitting about the 15th of November, so he put in the time to get the reps as he swings at strike 3. Real nice split-fingered pitch here from Silseth. So even though he didn't get all the hits in spring training, he still felt like he was going to be okay when the season started.
Another RBI formed prior to that strikeout, of which Silseth now has 4. Two-way brings up Jazz. RBI single and a run scored for Jazz in that 4-run first. Way upstairs for ball 1.
And that home run that Jazz hit yesterday, the grand slam, he now has 3 in his career. Came against a left-hander, and he really has improved against left-handed pitching. He did a very nice job against lefties in spring training and hoping to do as much here during the regular season. 4 grand slams for Jazz. Excuse me, I shortchanged him 1.
Well, already action in the Angels bullpen, by the way. Silseth into the mid-50s in pitches here. Jose Suarez loosening up. A rise off of first. 2 balls, no strikes.
Here's that home run, the grand slam in the first inning. Fastball up in the strike zone. The Jazz got on top of and hit it about 420 feet from home plate. The exit velocity about 105. First homer of the year for the Fish. There's that split. And it's nasty.
He's had 4 strikeouts, 2 on the split, 2 on the fastball. But definitely a weapon that Silseth will use.
You know he's going to throw that pitch if you're a left-handed batter better than 50% of the time once he gets ahead of you, but you cannot look for it. You can't sit on it. You hope to get the ball up in the strike zone, and you hope he makes a mistake with it that you can make an adjustment and pretty good a swing on it.
That one chopped foul outside of first. Take a look at where Jazz, it looks like there's 2 footprints, one on the chalk, and then there's the one that Jazz just stepped into. Is that what hitters might do to get the splitter before it splits?
Oh, absolutely. If they feel like it's going to be that pitch, they'll get up in front of that batter's box and try to take it away.
Ground ball, second base. Marlins leave 1, but lead by 3 after 2.
Looks like you need a vacation. Just enter 5-Hour Energy's Where Will the Tide Take You sweepstakes. You could win a $10,000 dream beach vacation. Go to 5HETide.com to enter. Enter today and find out where the tide will take you.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,850 total value on this Silverado LT with a Turbo Max engine when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Or during Chevy truck season, get as low as 0.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups.
See your Miami-Fort Lauderdale Chevy dealers.
Get ready for the British Basketball League. 10 teams, one electrifying league. Global talent, local passion, all with a British twist. Witness unbeatable moments every weekend, all the way to the championship final in May 2024. The British Basketball League is now streaming on the Bally Sports app.
Welcome back. Top 3, a 4-1 Marlins lead. Paul Severino, Rod Allen in the booth. Kelly Sacco downstairs with us today as Max Meyer goes back to work in inning number 3. Mickey Moniak, Zach Neto, and Anthony Rendon, 8-9-1 for the Angels. Inside to Moniak, starting in right field tonight. Former #1 overall pick, but that was with the Phillies. Last season, 14 home runs in 85 games. Ground ball to Arise at second base. And there are one away. first batter of the inning. All right, let's take a look at PNC details. A roster move for the Marlins. Kent Emanuel has been selected from AAA Jacksonville, and Vladimir Gutierrez, who ate up some innings for the Marlins yesterday, designated for assignment. So the Marlins have already had to make a couple of these moves, 3, I think, at this point through that first series, because the starters haven't worked deep into games. They did get a couple of 5-inning outings, but they've also played a couple of extra inning games as well, as the support for Zach Neto gets a little bit louder with him in the box.
And Neto's got this seriously high pants, doesn't he? Above the knees.
Those are the Hunter Pence pants. Fly ball right center. Who wants it? Jazz calling off Sanchez at the last moment. Now there are 2 away.
Yeah, but the starters have to give them a little bit more length and start to protect the bullpen a little bit more. That bullpen, first 4 games of the year, used quite a bit for Skip Schumacher.
Anthony Rendon, a ground out, although he hit it sharply up the middle. Tim Anderson, great play at shortstop.
Rendon holds his hands about as low as any hitter in the big leagues. Most guys have their hands up around their shoulders, but he's almost down by his belt buckle when he swings that bat. Some guys do that to get some more lift on it.
Blast from the past, the first guy I think of, Eric Davis.
You got that right. Bobby Bonds used to have his hands down there in that, call it gunfighter territory. You know, like you got a little gun on your holster, you know what I mean?
I hear you.
There's only a few guys that can hit down there, man, with strong hands.
How about Max Meyer? Another strikeout. His 3rd of the game. He's through 3 sharp innings.
Over 100 million Americans have low or no credit. Self is a new way to build credit. No credit score required. Self customers who start under 600 and make on-time payments see a 49-point bump in their credit score on average. Download the app today.
Sports connects us all. Maybe you play, maybe you coach, maybe you cheer. On the field and off, Fan Zone is for you. Scan this QR code to join Fan Zone, the ultimate online forum for sports fans. Tell us what you think about what you see on TV, online, and streaming. Your voice can help shape the future of sportscasting, product creation, website creation, and much more. Join Fan Zone today.
Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Welcome back. Beautiful night for baseball. The roof and the panels open. Second game of this 3-game series comes your way tomorrow. Hyundai presents the Marlins Live pregame show. Jesus Luzardo makes his second start of the season. Our coverage begins at 6 o'clock. Look at Niner checking out a ball game here tonight. Good seats, too.
He got some pretty good seats.
He must know somebody.
Did you leave him those seats?
No, I think I know who he's sitting with tonight. He knows somebody very important down there. I'm not kidding. That's actually Bubba Watson, the golfer. And I referred to the guy who caught the foul ball and said, I thought that was Bubba Watson.
Right. Did you know Bubba Watson was here today?
I had no idea Bubba Watson was actually here today.
Yes, you did.
And he is, of course, one of the owners of our Pensacola Blue Wahoos, our AA team.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's why he's here. But how about that? 2 Bubba Watson references tonight.
And you were right on one of them. 50%. That's good.
You know what? I think there's a golf tournament here. Live plays here this weekend, I believe. So that would make sense. It's all coming together now. Well, all you have to do, Rod, is pay attention.
Before you said Bubba Watson, you made a tennis term, too, though. And it was tennis here just about a week ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Miami Open.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you could have been right on both accounts.
It's all falling into place. Except that. leaping play by Brandon Drury at second base to take a hit away from Brian De La Cruz.
And Drury in the perfect spot to elevate, take that single away from DLC. One arm swing. Nice elevation to make that play.
Jesus Sanchez takes one upstairs. Sanchez reached on a fielder's choice his first time. Of course, the shift banned, but the Angels doing as best they can to situate their defense. Kind of cost them an out or two. The last time Sanchez was up.
You know, that hustle play by Jazz Chisholm getting to second base before Neto was able to get there for the force on the ball Sanchez hit allowed the Marlins to score 2 more runs in that frame.
Silseth at 65 pitches. Brings home a 3-1. Sanchez down the left field line. They'll sneak into the seats. Payoff pitch. Lined into center field. Good contact there from Sanchez.
Outstanding swing by Jesus. I mean, that ball left his bat at 105 miles an hour. But take a look at the quick, short, compact swing. Whistled right past Silseth. That's a good swing.
Definitely has some pop in that bat. It's just about finding the consistency, harnessing it. Right back up the middle for a base hit. So 1 on and 1 out for Tim Anderson. Just a spin away. Breaking ball didn't break all that much.
Yeah, that's a sweeper. That didn't sweep. Sanchez real run on occasion if you forget about it.
Grounded foul. Theis, if you're wondering, last year 7 caught stealings, 41 attempts. And as the season unfolds, it could be an aspect of the Marlins game depending on their personnel on base. Ripped into left center field, a base hit for Tim Anderson. A couple of solid swings leading to line drive hits for the Marlins here in the third.
We talked about Anderson, the way that he wiggles that bat at the top of the zone, and he's got those really quick hands. That ball left his bat at 107 miles an hour. He told me that his hand that he had a problem with a couple of years ago is finally healthy again. And because he's got that health in his hands, and he uses his hands a lot in the swing, he's getting that bat through the zone in a hurry. He didn't have that kind of bat speed last year. Not at all.
Yeah, he's a guy who's put together some good seasons. That's what made last year such a head scratcher. Just the 1 home run. There's way more in the tank for Tim Anderson. Of course, he's won a batting title before.
You know he's a good player. He was on the World Baseball Classic team. I mean, one of the best players in America. But guys have off seasons. And he had an off season last year.
You know he'll be driven this year, a 1-year deal. Nick Gordon had a 2 RBI double his first time up. 2 on and 1 out here. Swung over the top of that splitter. And looks like the medical staff and Ron Washington out to check on Silseth. Must have saw something.
Well, his velocity pretty much has been down all night long. He's a guy that is above 95 on occasion, but he very seldom has gotten there today. It looks like it's a blister.
He says he's fine. Yeah, I mean, when they make the slow walk out, you never. I mean, heck, with a guy like Max Meyer on the mound, I remember when he threw a pitch a couple of years ago.
And when a guy throws this many split-fingered fastball, they're bound to develop some kind of a blister. You can see Theis watching him very closely.
Or a fingernail. Well, going to stay out there. Saw action last inning in that Angels bullpen. There's more now. Jose Cisnero is loosening in their bullpen. And with Silseth at 73 pitches in his season debut, might be getting close to the end of the line anyway. Facing Christian Bethancourt. Wave and a miss at a sweeper.
And the Angels have had a difficult time of getting any length out of their starters as well the first 4 games of the year. And those 2 games in Baltimore, the first couple of games, they got outscored by a bunch of runs.
Bethancourt a strikeout his first time up and lifts one out towards center field. Mike Trout underneath it will make the catch. Marlins leave a couple.
4-1. Being prepared is a part of who you are, but it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
I'm ready to win. Come on, baby.
That's over the wall. Jake Burger.
I'm in the driver's seat again.
Welcome back. 4-1 the score. Marlins on top as we head to the 4th inning. Max Meyer, first outing since 2022. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The slider has been working.
It really has. I mean, Ron Washington has a lot of right-handers in the lineup. Therefore, Meyer going to exploit some of those weaknesses with the slide piece. All 3 of his strikeouts have come on that slider. But look at the location at the bottom of the strike zone.
Beautiful night here in Miami. A little peek at the sky above loanDepot Park. AT&T Fiber fast pitch. The average velo tonight. Those fastballs in the mid-90s. The off-speed pitches that have been very effective. Just noted that slider.
He's got a couple of fastballs, a 2 and a 4. Also that slider and that changeup. You can see a heavy dose of sliders tonight. That was a changeup right there. He needed only 7 pitches to get the halos out in the 3rd.
We talked about it earlier, and Skip, when he met with the media, is about it's not maybe so much the number of pitches, which will be monitored. He said it's probably going to be similar to Eori Perez last year, but it's going to be how much stress is on the pitches. You keep throwing 7 pitches an inning. That's not a lot of stress.
Yeah, they're going to watch him closely all year, and that much we do know. There'll be a limit on how many pitches he throws on any given evening. And when it's all said and done at the end of the year, they will find a number they feel comfortable for Meyer.
Bouncing ball toward first base. Bell steps on the bag. Sean Noel is retired. Let's check in with Kelly Sacco.
Hey guys, well last night Edward Cabrera threw 3 innings, gave up 2 hits in his rehab start in Jacksonville. He hit 99 miles per hour, so the velo was there. The big concern, of course, for the 4 walks. Skip said it's looking like 2 more starts, one at 60 to 65 pitches, the following building up a little bit more. Braxton Garrett also threw a bullpen yesterday. He felt good. He's scheduled to throw 3 innings at extended spring training tomorrow, run 50 pitches.
Yeah, it's good to see those guys tracking backwards and being healthy, feeling good after their outings. And once you get those guys back, as we mentioned over the weekend, I mean, tough decisions, but you'd rather have tough decisions when it comes to who's on the roster, who's in the rotation. And just knowing how, even if everything goes according to plan and it's all gravy, guys will have some limits on them. As Trout fouls that one back. Meyer, you know, he's not going to throw 220 innings this year. A.J. Puck probably not going to throw 220 innings this year. Trevor may be the same thing. So you'll need Braxton to come back. He had a lengthy year last year, was healthy all season long, so that was good. Edward Cabrera has proven that he can stay in the big leagues and get through a season.
I think the fact that Braxton slowed at the beginning of the year is not the worst thing in the world, because he did pitch a career high innings last year. He got stretched further than he's ever been. And so to miss the first month and, you know, make sure you're strong and ready to go, not the worst thing in the world. He struck Trout out the first time up on a slider. He tried to get him to chase that fastball right there upstairs.
It's one of the new Marlins assistant GMs, former skipper, of course, in 2 spots, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Gabe Kapler.
He was the manager of the year a couple of years ago in the National League when he was managing for the San Francisco Giants.
One of the assistant GMs under Peter Bendix. Mike Trout, left field, a home run. Angels all-time home run leader makes this a 2-run game.
It's the second home run of the season for Mike Trout. He homered in Baltimore, his very first at bat. That one traveled 412 feet, and it was a no-doubter. He's legit. And decided to throw him an off-speed pitch, and we told you he loves balls down. And this one right in the happy zone, right over the heart of the plate, where he hits about 450.
Number 370 for Trout. But as they say, the solo home runs don't kill you. Marlins still in front by a couple.
When it's all said and done, and Trout will be a no question first ballot Hall of Famer, and it might be unanimous.
High fly, playable though for Sanchez. Taco Tuesdays are better with the Marlins. Ticket package includes a game ticket, 2 chicken tacos, and 1 beer for just $25. Grab your tickets at marlins.com/offers. Taco Tuesday tomorrow, another night game. These two teams will wrap up their series. A 1:10 first pitch on Wednesday. And the Marlins' first road trip of the year goes to St. Louis. Marlins will enjoy an opening day in St. Louis and also head to the Bronx.
Never been in St. Louis for an opening day, but they say that they're awfully special.
About as beautiful as that sky tonight. Drury, a fly ball to center his first time up.
Good live fastball there at 96, thrown by Meyer. I'd like to see him use that fastball a little bit more. It would make the slider and the changeup a much more effective pitch for him if he didn't throw the slider and the changeup as much as the fastball.
1-2. Slider that time in the dirt, evening up the count to Drury.
And Rod Barajas having a conversation with Chip Schumacher. Easy for me to say.
Good slider from Meyer. 4 strikeouts, but a Trout homer makes it a 2-run game.
If working hard is essential, you need something that gets you going and keeps you going on the path to your true potential. You need Celsius. Every drop is essential. Celsius, essential energy.
You've heard other mobile providers say it. Get a new phone on us. Sounds nice, but what does it mean? It means they lock you into an expensive plan to get that phone. So you're paying more, up to 3 times more. To other mobile providers, on us means on you. But with Spectrum Mobile, what you see is what you get. No gimmicks, no contracts, straightforward pricing. Get the latest phone and still save more than $1,000 over Big 3 wireless. So switch to Spectrum Mobile today.
The weather in Central Florida can be as dynamic as the people who call it home. It's why at Spectrum News 13, we're committed to providing you with an accurate forecast so you can plan for the day ahead. So if it's just another beautiful day or there are storms rolling in, you can count on us to be there for you.
Watch the Spectrum News 13 weather experts with your Weather on the Ones forecast on your TV and on the go with the Spectrum News app, exclusively on Spectrum.
Marlins baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by the Florida Lottery, your South Florida Hyundai dealers, and by your insurance attorney. Call today to get the compensation you may deserve for your insurance claim. Monday night in Miami, inside loanDepot Park. 4 straight games with the roof open. Beautiful night for baseball. Florida Lottery call to the bullpen. Jose Cisnero out of the Dominican Republic will come out of the Angels bullpen. His numbers from last season, 63 games. Pitched in a career-high 67 games back in 2021 when he was a member of the Tigers. Last year, his first year with the Angels.
He's got a live arm. He's got a fastball that will go anywhere from 94 to 99 miles an hour. He's got a curveball. He's got a slider and a fading changeup. And a 4-pitch mix for the big right-hander.
At the bottom of the zone, a strike to Arise, who has walked twice and scored once.
Yeah, you see a lot of catchers these days. They start from the bottom with the glove and pull it up to get that strike, to steal that strike, so to speak, from the umpire. And Jordan Baker, home plate umpire today.
So you call it stealing, catchers call it presenting.
Yeah, they do.
Ball and 2 strikes to Arise. Top of the order for the Marlins here in the 4th. Cisnero broke in with the Astros in 2013. Just a couple of years in the big leagues, 13 and 14. Was out of the bigs for a little while. There's a base hit for Arise, on base for a 3rd time. Talk about it a lot with Arise. A little bit like Wee Willie Keeler, hit them where they ain't.
Well, he can look at the defense and survey where they are and hit the ball exactly where he wants to. He knew that the third baseman, in this case Rendon, playing well off the line, so he took that fastball, which was about 6 inches off the plate, and hit it right down the third base line. Take a look at that. He has some tremendous hand-eye coordination and bat-to-ball skills extraordinary.
Brings up Josh Bell. Yeah, we watched Arise over the weekend. There was one of our great shots that we had was a close-up. He was just kind of surveying the infield, like, all right, there's a couple of guys over there. He's kind of tight over there. I'll go that way. And that also into left field, a base hit for Bell. Marlins peppering the left side of the infield in this 4th inning. The first 2 men are aboard.
And a real nice approach here by Josh Bell. And his last time up, he hit the ball sharply to left field. It was a fly out. This time he gets on top of that fastball and whistles it right past a diving Rendon, the third baseman. He was basically playing the shortstop position.
Not sure if he got leather on it or not, but Bell Got it past him either way. So now first and second, nobody out. Marlins set up for a big inning with their run producer at the plate. 7 RBIs already for Berger, including 1 tonight. And he takes strike 1.
And one of the things that Berger has been so good at the beginning of the season is driving the ball all over the field. I mean, hits to left field, hits up the middle, hits to right field.
And 0-1. Cisnero gets the call down and in. Nothing in 2.
Didn't have to be.
Just 3 innings of work tonight for Chase Silseth. 3 earned runs. But in 4 games for Angels starters, 14 2/3 and a 7.36 ERA. So Angels dealing with a little bit of what the Marlins starters have been dealing with, not getting great length. 0-2. Toyota trend, fewest innings pitched per start. And how about the Braves at the top of that list?
Surprised to see them there, but they have one of those offenses that can overcome those numbers. Not all season, though, but in the beginning they can. And one of the reasons why Rise is so good and gets such great breaks is because he surveys where everybody is. He's looking at the outfielders, looking at the right fielder. He wants to see where everybody's playing, so he knows when the ball's hit, whether it's got a chance to be a hit or not, because he knows where everybody's playing.
That one to third. Rendon to second. And a double play. Now word from Estrella.
And with 2 outs and a base open, if you're Jazz Chisholm, you have to understand that they might be pitching around you, not letting you drive the run in. So you have to have a good at-bat. Make sure you get some good pitches to hit. Don't leave the strike zone.
A changeup, and the backswing may have gotten Theis.
Hard changeup, too, at 90 miles an hour. Jazz has done that quite a few times this year already with that backswing, that long backswing. He's clipped the catcher on a few occasions.
Fouls that one away, 0-2, and he's up in the box compared to a lot of hitters too. He's up by, I don't know, 8-10 inches or so.
Yeah, a lot of guys like to take advantage and have their foot on that back line, but obviously Jazz, with his quick hands, he feels like he can still get to whatever Cisnero will throw him.
0-2. Out toward left field. Ward heading toward the corner, but with room, makes the catch. Marlins leave one.
There are moments when opportunity comes knocking, and you have the chance to say yes. When things that previously seemed impossible are now within reach. As a dedicated financial partner, we help you accomplish your largest business goals and realize your most cherished personal dreams, bringing your possibilities a little closer. City National Bank. Say yes to possibility.
Get ready for the British Basketball League. 10 teams, one electrifying league. Global talent, local passion, all with a British twist. Witness unbeatable moments every weekend, all the way to the championship final in May 2024. The British Basketball League is now streaming on the Bally Sports app.
1-2. Got him. Welcome back. Top of the 5th inning. A bark at the park Monday night here at loanDepot Park. Glad you're with us. A few furry friends in the house too tonight. See that a number of times throughout the course of the summer.
Great weather.
Oh yeah.
For the dogs tonight for sure. Very pleasant.
Aaron Hicks leading it off for the Angels. That one down low. It's Hicks, Theis, and Moniak.
And Meyer so far doing exactly what Skip Schumacher was hoping that he would do. That was just his 59th pitch, and he's in the 5th inning here as we speak.
Hicks out in front of that one, fouls it away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Quick little recap for Meyer in his first outing since July of 2022. A sharply hit ball to lead off the game, but a great play by Tim Anderson at shortstop to get the out. Then a couple of first inning strikeouts. Then the Marlins plated 4 in the bottom of the inning. So that must have helped. That whole sequence must have helped Meyer settle in.
And that play that TA made at the shortstop position off the bat of Rendon to lead off the contest, spectacular. And that allowed Meyer to relax a little bit. I got a big league defense behind me.
He sure does. Look at Bell making the play at first base.
Do it, Josh.
Right on the line, and then able to find Meyer for the first out.
Look at the big fella. Couple of steps, a sprawling dive. That ball was down the line. Did you see the way that he reached for it? He reached behind to grab this ball and then gets the ball to Meyer. He knows he can't get there, and a strike to Meyer, who was able to get there and get the out. When you throw strikes and you're in the strike zone and the opposition's putting the ball in play, you'll see plays like this behind you because the defense is on his toes.
That Theis takes down and in. Thank goodness for Josh Bell on that play that the ball didn't hit the bag. We saw a funky play earlier over the weekend, rather, where the ball actually hit the first base bag and then it bounced around and the runner was able to reach safely. But he stuck with that one for a big first out.
Nice job by Meyer, too. Ball hit to the right side of the infield. You got one job, and that's to get to the bag. And you could see he didn't even think about it. As soon as the ball was hit, didn't panic. And that's the way you get the out. Otherwise, it's a closer play. They call those PFPs, pitchers fielding practice. They do it every day in spring training.
Good choppy steps at the bag for Meyer to get the out. 2 balls and a strike here to Theis. And a slider finds the inside part of the plate. That's been the weapon of choice for Meyer tonight. 4 strikeouts, all of which have come on the slider. That'll give you an indication on how he likes to work. Theis called his timeout. Meyer didn't budge off the rubber. He still waits to about 3 on the clock before delivering.
I believe he deliberately waited that long just to test the patience of Theis in the batter's box because he had already used his timeout. He can't call timeout again.
Just got a piece of it. Yeah, before the pitch clock, hitters could step out if the pitcher was taking a little bit too long. So they didn't freeze up in the box. But now we've seen more of those mind games.
Right.
Three-2. A little bit inside, missed with the changeup. Valley Sports is your home for the Marlins. Watch Marlins All Access, the season preview show all month long. And when you're taking your dog out for a walk, watch it on the app too.
Yeah, you can. All kinds of ways to watch the season preview show.
Swing and a miss for Mickey Moniak. Ground out to Arise, his first time up. Meyer working from the stretch, of course, after the first walk that he issued tonight. Blocked by Bethancourt, 1-1.
The breakdown on pitches by inning for Meyer. Yeah, very good. 19 in the fourth. You want to be right around 15.
Pressing down, 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, you just saw Mel on the phone. Now there's some activity in the Marlins bullpen here in the 5th inning. After Meyer walked Theis and has fallen behind Moniak 3-1. And he's done so with an assortment of changeups and sliders, not many fastballs.
That one down and in, so the first 2 walks now, and that might draw Mel from the dugout. George Soriano starting to loosen in the Marlins bullpen. These are those high-stress pitches, but also maybe getting close to the end of the rope here for Meyer. Threw about 70 in that scrimmage on Tuesday. Tomorrow, check your local listings. But you can always watch the Valley Sports app. Tyler Anderson and Jesus Luzardo, your 2 starting pitchers.
And Luzardo was the opening day starter. And for the Marlins, this will be the first time that he's done that.
And it will be the season debut for veteran Tyler Anderson as well. The Angels opening day starter Patrick Sandoval will go on Wednesday afternoon opposite A.J. Puck.
A lot of times at the beginning of the year, the aces usually at first month, they usually go up against one another. It doesn't matter which team you're going up against. Luzardo will be going up against Sandoval, but they only played 3 games, and we played 4 games already.
Neto pops this one up. We'll see if that gets into the Neto fan section. Over by about 25 seats or so.
And Neto has a really good glove at that shortstop position. He too did not spend a whole lot of time in the minor leagues before coming to the big leagues, maybe 4 months.
That fan section out of Miami. Campbell University in North Carolina when he was drafted 13th overall, but Coral Park High School. And a bouncing ball backhanded by Berger. That's one. Safe at first base. Close play. Marlins may take a peek at it. I'm 2.5 miles away, but it looked like he was out. And I remind you, I've worn glasses or contacts since 3rd grade. Look safe.
Looked like Berger had a little difficulty getting it out of the glove to get the ball on its way to a rise, but I don't know if that cost him or not. And Bo Porter is the first base coach for Ron Washington, former Houston Astros manager. Back on the field after doing some television for MLB.
Was on the Marlins staff years ago. Eric Young Sr. over there on the 3rd base line for the Angels. So
different look for EY this year. He had been the first base coach in Atlanta for the last 7 years when Ron Washington was the 3rd base coach for Atlanta.
Anthony Rendon, fly ball right field. Sanchez on the track makes the catch. 5 good innings from Max Meyer.
Now, ADT professionally installs Google Nest products.
Cool. You're all set.
So your home is safe and smart.
We're gonna miss you.
You can check in on your home.
Our Miss system, we should go.
Manage your system from virtually anywhere. And get intelligent alerts like when a package has arrived. When the most trusted name in home security adds the intelligence of Google, you have a home with no worries. Brought to you by ADT.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't switch to Spectrum Enterprise.
Well, you said our services meet some of your technology needs.
But not all.
Well, maybe you have too many.
Demand better. And when they call you unreasonable, call us.
Look, I'm switching to Spectrum Enterprise because they'll be a true partner, and I can't run this network without one.
I think you can. Our clients do it all the time.
Demand better. And when they call you unreasonable, call us.
The weather in Central Florida can be as dynamic as the people who call it home. It's why at Spectrum News 13, we're committed to providing you with an accurate forecast so you can plan for the day ahead. So if it's just another beautiful day or there are storms rolling in, you can count on us to be there for you.
Watch the Spectrum News 13 weather experts with your Weather on the Ones forecast on your TV and on the go with the Spectrum News app, exclusively on Spectrum.
Scan this QR code to join FanZone, the ultimate online forum for sports fans. Your voice can help shape the future of sportscasting. Join FanZone today.
Welcome back. Looks like that might be it. High five there from Mel Stoudemire Jr. Good return for Max Meyer. Great to see him back. Certainly a lot of hype around the number 3 overall pick back in 2020. The Tommy John surgery, first time back in the big leagues since July of 2022. And assuming he's done, 5 innings, a couple of hits. The 2 walks just came a few moments ago, but worked around it and leaves with the lead.
Well, he did what he needed to do, and that's put the team in a position of where they could win their first game of the year. And now it will be up to the bullpen to hold down the Angels the remainder of the way.
Speaking of bullpens, the Florida Lottery call to the bullpen. Another pitcher for the Halos here. Suarez, who was warming earlier, is in. De La Cruz greets him with a ball down the left field line, and it'll bounce off the wall. Racing towards second with a leadoff double. Good start for the Marlins here in the 5th.
Yeah, the Marlins have had the leadoff hitter on base quite often in the contest today. And when you do that consistently for the entire contest, and more often than not, you're going to have a really good chance to win the game.
So De La Cruz has his first hit of this series. He had 5 hits in the 4-game set against Pittsburgh. As we meet Jose Suarez, the numbers last year in 11 games. Faces Jesus Sanchez here. Well, a base hit last time for Jesus. He's been on base twice today.
Yeah, Suarez has got a pretty good arm. Fastball anywhere from 90 to 95. That's the 4-seam fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup. Changeup likes to sink in, it fades. The front door slider there. Backup slider, so to speak.
Suarez out of Venezuela. Been with the Angels, debuted with them in 2019. Career high 23 games in 2021. He gets Sanchez here for the first out of the 5th. Brings up Tim Anderson. Strikeout and a single.
Yeah, that single that he hit was smoke to left field. Left his bat at 107 miles an hour. There's that fading changeup from Suarez. And not only does it fade, but it also has some sinking action to it as well.
Anderson has seen Suarez. Good success, but bounces this one to third. Rendon makes the play. Dug out at first base by Shawnuel. Anderson had been 3 for 4 with a home run before that ground out. 2 away. Listen to Miami Mic'd Up with Jeremy Taché, a weekly Bally Sports podcast with interviews from your favorite athletes. Subscribe to Miami Mic'd Up, presented by Celsius. Strike to Nick Gordon. 2 RBI double in the first inning. Part of that 4-run frame for the Marlins. They scored all of their runs in that inning. They have 8 hits tonight. This one to short. Neto throws across his body to the 6th.
Being prepared
prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Get ready for the British Basketball League. 10 teams, one electrifying league. Global talent, local passion, all with a British twist. Witness unbeatable moments every weekend, all the way to the championship final in May 2024. The British Basketball League is now streaming on the Bally Sports app.
1-2. Got him.
Tim Anderson and the Marlins looking for their first win of 2024. They're well on their way with a 4-2 lead over the Angels in the top of the sixth. In case you missed it, this incredible play by Anderson in the top of the first. Great dive to his left to secure the first out of the game. He can give a little credit to Jody Reed for that one, who noticed a counterproductive movement in his first pitch setup. It's something they addressed really early. They gave him a bunch of different options. He felt most comfortable with going with a right-left bounce. Jody loves it, guys, and this is why. He says he likes the timing, he likes that you're anticipating it, and it helps engage with the pitcher. What do you guys think?
Well, I love it too. I mean, you want to get in that pre-pitch routine now. You'll watch all these infielders, they get on that little hop, or they got some kind of movement which helps them in making really good plays to their left or their right. So that's a great point. You got to do something to get yourself going.
Infielders are different. They kind of hop, they're moving. Outfielders a little more stoic out there, right?
Sometimes they're kind of walking into the play, the outfield, take a couple little steps just to get themselves in that good athletic position, too, on the balls of their feet. You never want to be on your heels.
Outside. New pitcher for the Marlins is George Soriano. After 5 good innings from Max Meyer, the numbers from last season.
He was nice last year.
Yeah.
381 ERA.
This is third outing of the year, and a fly ball out toward right. Sanchez turns, and that one clears the wall.
That's a 1-2 pitch.
Well, the on-base streak continues for Shawnuel.
His fan base here too. They'll be lit up. He's from Boca Raton. Left his bat at 101. Not known for a lot of power, but he definitely gets on base.
On base in 33 straight to start his career, and makes this a 1-run game. A lot of support here for him and Neto. They love this.
Little breaking ball that he just caught, just flipped out of here. See the swing, uppercut swing. Kind of served it out of here, so to speak. You see most guys in the big leagues have that same type of swing these days where they're trying to hit everything in the air.
Trout did that his last time up. A
Didn't he,
solo
though?
home run to left field in the 4th inning.
And you got to pitch Trout up. Right where that glove's at. That's where you got to stay against him. And when you go down, he is dangerous. Even at his age, man, he still has one of the quickest bats. He barrels up everything. He's one of the fastest players in baseball still.
And Trout out toward left center.
Didn't I just say don't throw him down? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that went a ways out there, way over AutoNation Alley.
Ooh, he almost hit it out of here. That ball bounced out of here.
We are tied in the 6th after a 473-foot shot to left center.
Oh my goodness. Mike Trout, did you? It's a dangerous area to pitch him, though. You just don't want to pitch him down. We just talked about it. Just like that. Tie ball game.
That one upstairs. Watch the eyes of Mike Trout.
Oh, he's dialed in.
26th multi-home run game, number 371 of his career. That one a high pop. That one will get out of play.
And one more look here, and I told you he loves the ball down. And look at where the location is. I mean, it's down. And he just kills it. I mean, you look at his numbers historically in his career, he's murdered breaking balls and changeups. But fastballs up, not so much. That might be the furthest ball I've seen hit in this ballpark, 473.
Yeah, with the panels open, that could have bounced out of here. Because it looked like it may have hit the roof of that bar out there, and then got onto the concourse beyond it. Well, I said earlier the solo home runs don't kill you, but they have thus far. Shows you what I know. Solo home runs from Trout in the 4th and 6th, and then the leadoff home run, of course, the solo shot from Shawnuel. So 3 solo home runs for the Angels. And again, the Marlins who had a 4-0 lead after 1. Much like yesterday, a 5-0 lead in the first inning. They see that lead evaporate. Soriano gets the strikeout after the back-to-back home runs.
Yeah, nice bounce back pitch here by Soriano. Gas up top. And Ward can't catch up to it.
Andrew Nardi in the Marlins bullpen. Brandon Drury takes a strike.
And one of the things that we would like to see the Marlins do after scoring the 4 in the first, they scored the 5 yesterday in the first. You got to continue to tack on. You got to do whatever you can do to tack on more runs. They had a runner on second last half inning with nobody out, and he didn't move.
High pop, shallow right. And Arise makes the call on the catch, 2 away.
And that's one of the reasons why they are still winless on the season. They just haven't had those innings where they continue to tack on runs to win a game.
And at least in terms of a decision, it spoils the night for Max Meyer, who went the requisite 5. Left with the lead, but it'll be a no decision for Max Meyer in his season debut. Ground ball. Arise charges. Makes the play. 2 homers for the Angels in the inning. 2 for Trout tonight.
I'm Jay, and this is my home. My first big purchase with help from loanDepot. This is where I play my favorite music. This is where I grow my small garden. Just here that I laugh. And it's here that I learn. It's my sanctuary. It's my place. It is my home. And home means everything to me.
Looks like you need a vacation. Just enter 5-Hour Energy's Where Will the Tide Take You sweepstakes. You could win a $10,000 dream beach vacation. Go to 5HETide.com to enter. Enter today and find out where the tide will take you.
Sports connects us all. Maybe you play, maybe you coach, maybe you cheer. On the field and off, Fan Zone is for you. Scan this QR code to join Fan Zone, the ultimate online forum for sports fans. Tell us what you think about what you see on TV, online, and streaming. Your voice can help shape the future of sportscasting, product creation, website creation, and much more. Join FanZone today.
Back-to-back home runs. The hometown kid, Sean Noel, and the future Hall of Famer, Mike Trout. Second home run of the game for Mike Trout ties things up. So a brand new ball game here on a Monday night. 4-4 into the bottom of the 6th inning. Christian Bethancourt to lead things off. Off the end of the bat, squib foul. It's Bethancourt, then Arise and Bell here for the Marlins in the 6th. 4 spot in the 1st. Now 4 unanswered for the Halos. Bethancourt 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. Also 0 for 2 with a strikeout career against Suarez, who's in his 2nd inning of work. Spin away from the fastball.
And Bethancourt has himself in a fastball friendly count. And should he get one, you don't want to be late on it. You know it's going to be about 93 to 95.
Leadoff man aboard yet again, Rod. What can the Marlins do with it here in the 6th inning?
It's 4 out of these 6 innings they've had the leadoff hitter on, and they have to figure out a way to get him home and score some more runs here.
Score major league savings on your next family outing with the 4 for $40 $4 pack presented by Pepsi. For just $44, you'll get 4 game tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas or waters, and 4 popcorns. Learn more at marlins.com/offers.
Check that, 5 of the 6 innings the leadoff hitter's been on today.
The only one where it wasn't was that 3rd inning, and Drury made a nice play on a De La Cruz line drive.
Right.
Rise showing bunt, but takes it a little bit low.
He doesn't bunt very often. He had 203 hits last year, only a handful of bunts, only a handful of infield singles. Looks like a young Rod Carew in that batter's box.
Drops down the bunt, pulls it up the line, and pulls it a little bit too much. Yeah, a lot of comparisons to Rod Carew in his days back in Minnesota before the trade down
They're
here.
good buddies, too. Tony Oliva as well. Tony Gwynn, we've heard them all. One of the things they've been working with Arise is not taking those short, choppy steps, but kind of reaching out to get a little run faster. He still hasn't mastered it yet, but you see those little choppy steps that he takes? They'd like to see him extend a little bit more to see if he can get a little bit more ground. I think someone used the term of a sewing machine, like. And left-handers don't usually bother Arise either. He hit like 350 against everybody last year, every situation. Lefties, righties, 1 out, 2 outs. Runners in scoring position, you name it. He was money. He was money.
A little PitchCom equipment issue there for Theis. The earpiece may have popped out on him. Former Marlin Adam Simber in the Angels bullpen.
Throwing from down under. You don't see that arm slot very often.
Two-1. Again showing bunt, and again having to hop out of the way of it. 3 balls and a strike to Arise, who has been on base all 3 times tonight. He's already walked a couple of times. Fouls that one away left side.
If Skip wanted to do so, he could start the runner here, especially with the way that Arise can handle the bat. Doesn't strike out very often. Probably not going to do it, but if he wanted to, he could do it.
Oh, look out.
And that's the reason why. He just does not swing and miss very often. And, of course, it would allow you to stay out of the double play. But the flip side of that is you've got Bethencourt on first base. Look at his swing. It's a ball, but still, just to spoil that pitch.
And likely that's all he's trying to do, is just to get to the next one. Maybe a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
He draws the walk. Just the 2nd time in his career that he has walked 3 times in a game. He's been on base all 4 times, and once again the Marlins have 2 on. And of course, with Arise getting on base 4 times, that means that Josh Bell has come to the plate with somebody on base in each one of his plate appearances here tonight.
And I'd like to see Bell find and get something up in the strike zone and find a gap somewhere to plate Arise and drive him in home from first. That's why managers have big, strong, physical guys like Bell batting in that number 2 spot, and so they can drive somebody in from first.
That's a first pitch strike.
Jim Leland used to say all the time, I love the on-base percentage guys. I love the guys that get a ton of hits, but give me that guy that can drive that runner in from first with 2 outs.
It's the stronger side for Bell in terms of the OPS last year, as he takes one low against lefties last year, and an .854 on base plus slugging.
Had that 2-homer game last year in Cincinnati where he homered and from both sides of the plate. First time he had done that since Little League. Bell's a hard worker. And he's one of the first ones in that cage every single day. Even though a lot of the youngsters were in there early and the veterans kind of trickle in late, Bell was one of those veterans that was in that cage with John Mabry, John Hart, Bill Miller, the new hitting staff, working every single day on trying to lift the baseball, keep it off the ground.
Up and in, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of times you'll see a pitcher throw that pitch right there, and to come back with that changeup on the next pitch, he's trying to get Bell to roll over to the right side of the infield, is what he's trying to do, if he does come with the changeup here.
2-2 from Suarez. Went with a fastball and missed low. So that runs the count full. He's already walked the first 2 hitters of the inning. Payoff pitch. And he got him with the changeup.
Went back to it, 3-2. That's a gutsy pitch right there by Suarez, but a real good pitch. Take a look at the changeup. It's a circle change, and you can see by the way it comes off the fingertips, it's got that natural fade to it.
Ron Washington makes the walk out to the mound. Looks like that's going to do it for Suarez. A couple of walks and a strikeout. Hasn't motioned down to the bullpen yet, but he does now. Okay, now we'll have a pitching change. Adam Simber coming in. Marlins threatening.
Sports connects us all. Maybe you play, maybe you coach, maybe you cheer. On the field and off, Fan Zone is for you. Scan this QR code to join Fan Zone, the ultimate online forum for sports fans. Tell us what you think about what you see on TV, online, and streaming. Your voice can help shape the future of sportscasting, product creation, website creation, and much more. Join Fan Zone today.
The best memories are made sharing time with loved ones around a meal. Which is why, for 3 generations, life's moments have been our specialty. La Lechonera, the original mojo. Bring a taste of our home to yours.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
1-2. Got him. Welcome back. 4-4, bottom of the 6th. Adam Simber into the ball game. We check in with Kelly Sacco.
Hey guys, when Adam Simber was in college, he went to the University of Washington. The baseball coach actually had him work with a softball team so he can learn how to get under the baseball. The softball windup comes in through the hip. So for Simber, he's really learning how to get under the ball because as softball players, you get under that ball to push it up. A rise ball is a pitch that we have. Baseball doesn't. But for Simber, in that arm slot, he's able to get that same kind of motion, so something to keep an eye out for.
Thank you very much, Kelly. A 9th round pick of the Padres in 2013, but pitched for the Marlins in 2021 in 33 games before going over to Toronto. He's been in Toronto for the last couple of years, and now his 3rd appearance with the Angels. And he'll face Jake Berger.
Yeah, Ron Washington hoping from that arm slot that he throws from that he can get a ground ball here with 1 out.
That's exactly what he gets. And the 2nd time that Berger's grounded into a double play.
Worked perfectly for Ron Washington.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh,
life, it's joyous and at times challenging. At Baptist Health, we stand by you with the expertise you need and innovation that makes a difference. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
Sports connects us all. Maybe you play, maybe you coach, maybe you cheer. On the field and off, Fan Zone is for you. Scan this QR code to join Fan Zone, the ultimate online forum for sports fans. Tell us what you think about what you see on TV, online, and streaming. Your voice can help shape the future of sportscasting, product creation, website creation, and much more. Join Fan Zone today.
Baseball is presented by Leon. Visit our centers and experience the Leon Guarantee. 4-4 the score, first of a 3-game series between the Angels and the Marlins. Glad you're with us. Paul Severino, Rod Allen, Kelly Sacco, and the rest of our great Valley Sports crew with you. Andrew Nardi on to pitch. 63 very effective games last season for the Marlins.
And most of the time that he was summoned out of that bullpen for Miami, it was with runners in scoring position. And he was great at stranding inherited runners last year.
Theis out in front of that one, lines it foul. It'll be Theis, Moniak, and Neto. Tipped and held on to by Bethencourt. Nothing in 2.
If you're Nardi, you want to make sure you waste one here. You don't want to get too close to the plate to allow Theis to put the ball in play with any authority.
Nardi, of course, again, great last year, but trying to get a clean outing this time. Well, check that. We kept saying Theis, but it's actually Ohapi here. Pinch hitting.
Snuck one in on us.
Kind of makes sense. That one fouled just below us.
Thought it had a chance. I was bracing myself.
23rd round pick out of high school in New York by the Phillies in 2018. Hoppy pops this one up. Came over to the Angels in 2022 and is their everyday catcher. Had a shoulder injury. Played just 51 games last year. No swing.
Real nice leadership skills there by Bethencourt before that pitch. I mean, patting that glove on the ground, making sure that Nardi understood you've got to get it down. Don't make a mistake here.
Nice job. 94 miles an hour. Now word from Baptist Health. So yeah, Nardi looking for a clean outing in this, his 3rd of the year. A couple of earned runs and 2/3 of an inning against Pittsburgh in his season debut. And then 4 earned runs on Saturday. This now Joe Adell as Ron Washington utilizes some platoon advantages here.
Adell's got a lot of sock in his bat. And last season only 3 home runs in the majors, but in the last 3 years combined he's had 20 or more home runs every single season combined, AAA in the big leagues. Former #1 draft choice. Just has not put it all together yet, but he's got a lot of power.
Hitting for the lefty Mickey Moniak. Nardi gets ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. Here it comes on 1-2. Missing up and away. Lazy fly ball out to right field for Sanchez. 2 down in the 7th. Nardi, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Marlins. Max Meyer got the start, 5 innings, couple of hits, couple of earned runs. He struck out 4 in his first major league start since July of 2022, his 3rd big league start overall. The Angels tied the game after Meyer left with the lead. Check swing. In golf, they call it the member bounce. I guess that's the hometown kid, kind of the same thing for Neto right there. Check swing, base hit.
And Neto has that high leg kick, and he tried to stop his swing, but the bat got out there too far, and he was rewarded with a base hit. Soft serve over the head of Bell.
Top of the order, Anthony Rendon. 0 for 3 in the ball game. Takes one upstairs.
Rendon has led off the first 4 games for the Halos. Has not gotten a hit yet this year. I know injuries have been a part of it with Rendon, but man, he is not the same player that he was in Washington.
Yeah, tons of doubles. A couple times he drove in 100 runs.
He was a dude.
Yeah. Well, they didn't accidentally get $245 million. They've got the runner picked off. Nardi to Bell. 3, 6, 4, 2 for the putout. Go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by Baptist Health.
I made the switch.
I made the switch.
I made the switch.
To Leon.
To Leon.
To Leon.
I made the switch to Leon Health because it's the only Medicare Advantage plan that gives me exclusive access to the medical excellence and personal attention of Leon Medical Centers.
Make the switch to Leon. 305-642-LEON. There's only one Leon. Call today.
I'm Josh Chisholm, and you're watching Valley Sports Florida.
And Luzardo gets the strikeout.
I'm Jesus Luzardo, and you're watching Valley Sports Florida.
Welcome back from the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Baptist Health. 4-4 our score. Change for the Angels. Joe Adell stays in the ball game and takes over in right field, and Logan O'Hoppe stays in behind the plate. Jazz leads off against Adam Cimber and a ball outside. Cimber one pitch and a ground ball double play to finish off the 6th inning. It's Jazz, De La Cruz, and Sanchez here in the 7th. Marlins have had the leadoff man on in all but one inning. Jazz to right and right at Adell. Brian De La Cruz, one of those leadoff base runners for Miami tonight. A double back in the 5th inning.
And Jazz hit that ball extremely hard. Nothing to show for it, but he's continuing to put some good plate appearances together with some good hard contact.
Cimber in that funky delivery. Finds the outside part of the plate there.
It's a delivery that you don't see very often, and that's what makes it so deceptive for Cimber.
Started with the Padres in 18, a little bit of time with the Cleveland organization at that point in time. Miami, Toronto, and now the Angels.
He's almost scraping his knuckles on that dirt. Look how low he goes here.
And so often nowadays we see all these bullpens, not just with high-powered velocity, and that's not really Cimber's game necessarily, but just coming at you from different angles.
Right.
Off the end of the bat, slow roller, second base. Drury got him at first base.
Great hustle by by De La Cruz.
Well, he's out for now, but the Marlins are on the phone with the replay room. 7 seconds left on the clock to make a decision, and they will not challenge. Drury's a guy that's going to play a number of different positions this year for Ron Washington. Had to get rid of it quick, and Shawwell had to stretch. They get the out. Ball outside to Jesus Sanchez. 1-0. We'll call that a strike. Sure. Foot outside. Why not? 0-1. Sanchez reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st, a single in the 3rd, and a strikeout back in the 5th. room on the outside part of the plate.
Sanchez not happy with those 2 strike calls by the home plate umpire Jordan Baker.
Oh, you know what? It is 2-1. So I think the scoreboard had it wrong. I thought it was a little outside that first one. Now he's got 2 strikes on him.
And then all of a sudden, when the umpire starts to call that pitch, as a hitter, you feel like you got to swing at it.
Well, here's something. Tanner Scott getting ready for the 8th inning, it appears. That might be a situation where it's the personnel due up. Rendon will get a fresh at bat because of the pickoff and caught stealing that ended the last inning. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Rendon, Shawnuel, and Trout due up.
Yeah, 2 righties and a left-hander.
Sanchez just got a piece of it. Might be a classic situation of you never know where the save is coming from. And even though potentially not a save situation, won't be, but we'll see if it is. Scott in the 8th. 4-4.
Self can securely report your positive rent payments to all 3 credit bureaus for free, which can increase your credit score and expand your housing options so that one day you won't have to see this face at your door. Increase your credit score with free rent reporting. Download Self today.
That's over the wall. Jake Berger.
Hi, I'm Steve with Slugabug, and I'm at Grandparents Raising Grandchildren with Marianne and Natasha. Marianne, tell us a little bit about your organization.
1 in every 10 kids in the school system is being raised by a grandparent. And our goal as an organization is to assist these grandparents in giving these children a safe and stable environment.
Your help would be greatly appreciated. For more information or to donate, you can go to our website at grg-brevard.org.
I was involved in a really bad wreck, and attorney Dan Newland got me a check for $700,000.
I was in a bad wreck, and attorney Dan Newland got me $950,000.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 407-888-8000.
Welcome back. 8th inning coming up. A 4-4 ball game in the first of a 3-game series. The only meeting of the year between these 2 clubs, the Angels and the Marlins. Tanner Scott on to pitch the 8th inning. The numbers from last year for Tanner Scott: 74 games, a spectacular 2.31 ERA. His 3rd outing of this season. A couple of scoreless innings against the Pirates over the weekend. Anthony Rendon fouls it away right side.
Over 100 strikeouts last year for Scott and only 24 base on balls. Those are the 2 biggest numbers that allowed him to have the kind of season that he had a year ago. When the season ended last year, he was one of the best relievers in the sport.
Woo! Strike there to Rendon.
But we haven't seen him in the 8th inning in a minute.
No, and again, it could very well be. We'll hear from Skip after the game, of course, but could just be who's up this inning. Top of the order for the Angels. Some accomplished hitters up there. Of course, Rendon, Shawnuel, who's homered today, and then Trout. But against Tanner Scott, 3 for 5, Anthony Rendon, a double, a homer, and 4 RBIs. Oh, and 2. Let's take you back in time. Anthony Rendon against Tanner Scott. This is in 2022. The first road trip of the year for the Marlins. I'm sure both recall that. Rendon fouls that one away.
In 98, and with that heater from Tanner, he can get up to triple digits on occasion. Did it several times last year.
That's down and in. You mentioned few were better than Scott, and at the end of the season, nobody was better, at least in terms of the month of September, the NL reliever of the month last year. 3-1, 165 ERA, 167 batting average against. Rendon fouls another one off.
It took Tanner a while before he found his stride this spring. In the first couple of outings, gave up some runs, but by the time spring training ended, he was throwing the baseball a whole lot better. How about this at bat by Rendon?
It's a call back to the Pirates over the weekend.
They did a lot of that, didn't they?
Scrappy bunch.
They sure did, man. They had some extended at bats.
They won again today. 5-0 start for the Pittsburgh Pirates, doubling up the Nationals 8-4. This one bounced toward third, but foul.
Pirates got off to a pretty good start last year. Not a 5-0 start, but they had a pretty good month of April. And couldn't hold on for the remainder of the year, but Derek Shelton, their manager's got them doing some things right this year.
Another 2-2. Count runs full. Shonowell waiting on deck.
This will be the 11th pitch to Rendon.
And taken low for ball 4. Rendon wins the battle as we check in with Craig and Nelly.
All right, thank you, guys. Big post-game show coming up. First one for Nelly of the young season.
Yeah, first time turning to left field as well.
And we got Max Meyer will be one of the topics we'll be talking about. What'd you think tonight?
You know, I like his stuff. If I said anything constructive, it would say you got a good fastball. You need to use it a little bit more.
All right, more on that. We'll get some reaction, too, coming up, guys, after the game.
All right, Nelly, real quick, with Trout on deck, how do you attack that guy? He seems like he's almost unattackable.
Ribs, I think. You know, he's amazing. He's one of the best players in the game when he stays healthy. He's very exciting. You got to throw him inside, and then you can throw breaking balls away. I think that's where you treat a lot of righties. You can't leave a lot of pitches out over the middle. You have to move his feet a little bit.
Well, a couple of home runs for Trout. He's on deck. Gentlemen, we thank you. We'll hear from you after the ball game. Trout waits, but another guy with a home run tonight, Nolan Shonowell, in the box right now. You don't see this very often, but a little face-to-face meeting with the third base coach.
I told you that Eric Young in his first year over at third base, and I'm sure he's getting used to going through all the signs and all those types of things, and he just wants to make sure that Shonowell has the sign. He wants to make sure they get it right. I was talking to Ron Washington today about the differences for EY going over to third base, and he says there's a lot of them.
You know, I was going to ask you, like, is that the indication that something is on? And Berger crept in, and then Shonowell showed bunt.
I think it was more of an indication that Shonowell probably gave EY that look like he didn't know what was on. So EY called timeout and said, come down here, so let me tell you what we're doing. Because at the end of the day, it's on the third base coach to make sure that they get the signs. This kind of bodes well, though. If they allow him to bunt, then the Marlins, they're not going to pitch to Trout. So Trout may as well just take his batting gloves off and just trot on down to first base if there is a successful sacrifice bunt here.
Well, on 3-1, you wonder if he's going to get cut loose here or not. Well, he shows bunt.
Let him bunt it.
Now pulls it back and takes it down and away. So back-to-back walks to start the 8th inning, and it brings up Mike Trout, who's already got 2 home runs in the ball game tonight.
And first one was a changeup, I believe, up in the strike zone that he clobbered. It was on the inner third of home plate. The second of which against Soriano, down in his happy zone, bottom of the zone. He just golfs it out of here about 473 feet from home plate. 473 feet.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. 1 to dead left and 1 over AutoNation alley. That was the second longest home run of the StatCast era by an opponent in this ballpark. There's 3 Stanton home runs, and then look who's on the top of that list. Not an opponent anymore. Avi Garcia hit one 485 to dead central in 2019. Now that, again, StatCast era goes back to 2015. Ballpark a little older than that, but our advanced tracking goes back to 2015. After a meeting on the mound, 2 on, nobody out. Upstairs, ball 1. Kia player profile on Mike Trout. Top 2 in wins above replacement in 7 of his 12 full seasons. And apparently that's what WAR is good for, to show you just how good Mike Trout has been, or great for that matter.
Even though he's over 30, he still does things that the young kids do with the bat speed and the barrel rate and the sprint speed. He's a freakish kind of player and has been for over a decade.
And Scott a little out of sorts here. 3 balls and no strikes after walking the first 2.
He's throwing the ball at the top of the strike zone, where a lot of times you want to pitch Trout. But Trout not swinging, not yet. You know, Tanner loves that slider. And if he does throw him a slider, just don't leave it over the heart of the plate.
A little too high. Looked like it had the zone, but 3rd consecutive walk, and the bases are loaded.
And good ABs, and by the halos in this frame. Shonowell and Trout and Rendon not leaving the strike zone, not helping Tanner out at all.
And Anthony Bender warming in the Marlins bullpen with Taylor Ward at the plate. Marlins have the infield in. And a slider missing upstairs. 1-0.
And Marlins pitchers have already walked in 3 runs this year. Walked in 3 runs this year.
Fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Ward's got some pop in the bat. 2 homers already on the season. 0 for 1 against Tanner. And Marlins playing the infield of the depth, where if the ball is hit hard, they can come home and get the out there.
And fouled away.
Yeah, they're not all the way in at the cut of the grass, but they're playing about that number 1-2 depth. Each guy about 10 steps deep.
One-two from Scott. Ground ball. Arise has it, bobbles it, and can only get the out at first base. A run will score.
And Skip Schumacher had the infield at the right depth, or Jody Reed, whoever places them there, and the ball hit sharply right at Arise, and looked like Arise was going to come home and had time to do so, but didn't catch the ball cleanly. And by the time he was able to gather himself, he only had 1 out at first base. At least they got the 1 out here.
Second and third. Again, the infield is in to some degree. This one goes to third. Play comes home. They get the out there. First and third after the Drury ground out.
And Marlins got a lot of work at playing the infield in during the course of spring training. Something that Skip Schumacher did just about every single game. If there's a runner on third, less than 2 outs, he played them in just to simulate for situations like this during the regular season.
Well, the Angels take the lead 5-4. First and third, 2 outs now. And it's Aaron Hicks. Switch hitter hitting from the right side here, and he grounds one toward Berger. He's got a charge, throws to first, and they get the out. But the Angels take the lead. 5 unanswered runs.
Let's go, Marlins!
A line drive, homer to left center. A three-run homer for Jazz. It's a Marlins win.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
That's over the wall. Jake Berger.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Marlins Team Co. LLC and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of Marlins Team Co. LLC.
And welcome back. A 5-4 lead. Angels on top. Former Marlin Matt Moore on the pitch. 50 games last season. A late ad for the Marlins. To the last couple of weeks of the regular season last year, so he wasn't even eligible for the postseason roster. But the Marlins needed arms late.
Yeah, we were scrambling for some arms late in the season. On many days, didn't know who was going to start. A lot of openers that last month for our squad.
Or the lefty facing Tim Anderson, who lines it foul. Anderson, Gordon, Bethancourt due up.
Anderson really starting to make some good, hard, solid contact. Nice little breaking pitch there from Moore. Pulled the string on him at 85.
Moore, a former All-Star out of Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Originally drafted by the Devil Rays in the 8th round in 07. Back to that changeup and gets Anderson for the first out in the 8th. The Marlins want to thank you for your service with a free baseball game this Tuesday with Salute and Serve, presented by loanDepot. Healthcare professionals, military personnel, veterans, as well as police and fire rescue will receive 2 complimentary tickets with valid ID. Learn more at marlins.com/offers. Ball, no strikes to Nick Gordon. Any more heroics for Nick Gordon at the game-tying home run in the 9th inning yesterday, but grounds out here for out number 2 in the 8th. And Moore has faced 2 and retired them both. And would have brought up Bethancourt, but the Marlins will go to the bench. And it brings up Abisail Garcia. Three homers last year for Avi, but he hit the home run yesterday.
This was a great swing yesterday. I mean, this is the swing that Avi's been working on long and hard, staying behind the baseball, not drifting with his body, which would slow his hands down. He kept his hands still. He hit that ball a long way to right center field. It's not that easy to hit that ball to right center field as a right-handed hitter where Avi hit it. And love to see him do more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And in general, you like the lefty-righty matchup here, but also the numbers. The 2 veterans here, 5 for 8 against Matt Moore.
Well, here's where Moore, being the veteran that he is, I'd be shocked if he allows Garcia to beat him in any shape or form.
Up high with that knuckle curve, 1-0.
Left-hander in the on-deck circle, Luis Arise.
Down the right field line and foul.
A lot of times this late in the game, you never want to pitch around the guy to put the tying run on base. And with those numbers, you're going to be careful for sure.
Up high, 2-1.
And Moore throwing lots of off-speed pitches. If he leaves one up in the strike zone, and Garcia can definitely go out there where Auto Nation Alley is.
Bender still warming. This one a roller toward short. And get the out at first base. Marlins trail heading to the ninth.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
I'm ready to win. Come on, baby. I'm ready to win. Tell me, baby. I'm ready to win. Come on, baby. I'm in the driver's seat again. I'm in the driver's seat again.
Welcome back. Ninth inning, 5-4 Angels. Nick Fortes, part of that new battery for the Marlins in this inning. Fortes behind the plate. And Anthony Bender on the bump for the Marlins. Career numbers for Bender. This is third game so far in 2024. Missed all of last year. Tommy John surgery. Similar story, I suppose, from our starter tonight, Max Meyer, injured in 2022 and back here in 2024. Strike to Logan O'Hoppe in the 7th spot for the Angels. Struck out his first time up.
Anthony said he did a lot of fishing, and when he was down with the Tommy John surgery, things to calm his mind and help him relax a little bit when coming back from the injury.
Two balls and a strike. Action in the Angels bullpen. Carlos Estevez loosening up. And O'Hoppe sends one out toward left center field. And oh, look out.
Oh my goodness.
Gordon couldn't get to it. And O'Hoppe into third, and we'll check on Nick Gordon. Now Jazz giving the thumbs up, but that didn't look great.
Look how far he had to run. And then he lost his balance when he got toward that wall and ran right into it. Boom.
The bottom portion of the wall is padded. There is a chain link fence that offers a little bit of give. Not that that felt great by any stretch of the imagination, but there is a little bit more give. Not 10 inches up, right where that ad is. So that wall now padded. Hadn't been for a portion of time. Quick look at Gordon, who's fortunately okay. But it is a triple for O'Hoppe, and that's how this 9th inning starts. The hip hit the padding, the face and head hit the fence. Marlins have the infield in. Joe Adell. That one to the backstop, but O'Hoppe stays put. Fortes pounces on it.
And Nick had no shot at this one. O'Hoppe obviously wasn't ready to take advantage of the wild pitch. Or the errant pitch, I should say.
That's inside. Fly out in the 7th for Adell, who pinch hit in that 7th inning. Insurance run at third, 2-0 count. Bender comes back with that power sinker at 95 miles an hour.
He's got a great arm, Anthony Bender. And for the most part, he's got the two-seamer and the slider. He crisscrosses both of those pitches in the strike zone. One goes in, the other one goes away.
That one goes to center, a base hit. Been a broken bat for Adell, but an insurance run for the Halos. They lead it 6-4.
And a couple of guys that weren't in the contest to begin the game. O'Hoppe and Adell come up huge here for their squad in the top half of the 9th inning. Two-seam fastball ran in on Adell, shattered his bat, but Adell strong enough to muscle that ball into shallow center field for an RBI.
Especially with the infield in. Inside. Let's take a look at this one more time. The bat cracked and then it hit the ball twice.
Yeah. One, two.
Yeah. I'll mention Hunter Pence again. That makes 2 tonight. It was the World Series a few years back. His bat cracked and hit the ball 3 times. 3 times.
3 times.
Super slow-mo shot. I remember that. 1 ball and 1 strike to Neto. Waves and misses at a sweeper.
And Neto's had that high leg kick. And a lot of times guys that have this high leg kick, man, it's a timing that you have to have. And it has to be on point to catch up with the 95-mile-per-hour fastballs that most of these guys feature. Average fastball in the big leagues is 94 miles an hour. So you got this high leg kick. You got to get that foot down before you can even decide to swing the bat.
Runner goes. Fortes with the throw. Nice job by Arise to keep that one from getting into center field. A little off the mark. Stolen base for Adell, and he gets into scoring position.
Now notice on this offering right here, Neto didn't even pick the foot up that time. So apparently he's in his 2-strike emergency stance. Angels ran a lot in spring training, and they didn't run a whole lot in that Baltimore series because they were trailing most of the time.
High fly ball down the right field line. See if Sanchez has room. He doesn't. And it's still 2-2. Yeah, the personnel has changed a little bit for the Angels, but a 70% stolen base rate last year, lowest in the American League. As Estevez continues to throw, he'll get the top of the Marlins order in the bottom of the 9th inning. Miami trailing by 2, and they hope that's all. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Ground ball. Adell will stay put. Anderson feeds Bell. 1 away. Social Tuesday tomorrow. Baseball is back is our hashtag. Our coverage starting at 6 o'clock with our Marlins Live pregame show coverage. First pitch 6:40 tomorrow. Jesus Luzardo, Tyler Anderson. 95 from Bender to get the swing and miss. 0-1 to Anthony Rendon. Bert Smith starting to throw in the Marlins bullpen. 17 pitches this inning for Bender. A 4-run bottom of the first for the Marlins. The Angels single run in the second, single run in the fourth, 2 in the sixth on back-to-back home runs, 1 in the eighth, 1 so far here in the ninth. 2-2. Called strike 3. Froze him on the sweeper. 2 away.
And he started that pitch right at Rendon. Rendon gave up on that ball and caught the inside corner.
And Skip Schumacher out to make the move. That'll do it for Anthony Bender. Bert Smith coming in.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back. 6-4, top of the ninth inning. An insurance run home for the Angels already. And Bert Smith trying to keep it at just that 2-run deficit. Numbers 2021. Back in the big leagues, though. This is his second outing. Pitched in the second game of the season against the Pirates. That was Friday night. A couple of earned runs in 2 innings of work. And he'll face Nolan Schanuel, who extended his on-base streak to 33 games to start his career with that home run back in the 6th inning.
It's pretty impressive. 33 games in his major league career. He's been on base every single game in some shape or form.
Grounds that one foul. I'll give you a little historical perspective on that. Since 1900, only the Mariners' Alvin Davis, who was at 47 in 1984,
AD,
and the Yankees' Truck Hanna in 1918 at 38 games, have longer on-base streaks to begin a career. 0-2. Taken away.
Alvin Davis, pretty good first baseman for the Seattle Mariners. Had a great eye. Great guy, too.
I'm sure he worked a walk or two in those 47 games, huh?
You already know.
Runner goes to third. And uncontested. So Adele now 90 feet away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Smith deals outside.
Way too many of those tonight by Tigers pitching. Those free passes.
That's 6 walks from Marlins pitchers tonight. A couple from Max Meyer, 3 for Tanner Scott, and now the one here for Birch Smith. First and third for Mike Trout. Shawnuel, by the way, has now been on base 3 times tonight. The home run and 2 walks. First and third for Trout. Fouls that one straight back. Trout struck out looking in the first inning against Max Meyer. Homered to left field in the 4th inning. And homered again in the 6th inning. That time to left center field. 26th multi-home run game in the wonderful career of Mike Trout. 3 solo homers for the Angels tonight.
When it's all said and done, Mike Trout will go down as one of the best baseball players we've ever seen. Not a 5-tool player, mostly offensive minded. The bat speed, the power, the aggressiveness, the batting average. He's good on defense, but his offense, man, has just been off the chain.
And that is not going to help the case. A balk from Birch Smith allows another run to score. Little bit on that back leg.
Yep, a little twitch there, little slight bend of the knee.
It's in the dirt. So that uncontested stolen base, that extra 90 feet, that's the thing. You never know how you can get an extra run home.
Right. Could be a wild pitch, could be a balk. Infield single.
Ball and 2 strikes here to Trout. And that one all the way to the backstop. So Shawnuel will go up to third. Ball got caught in the netting behind home plate.
And that one really got away from Smith.
Oof. Thank goodness he got his head out of the way, and then the bat hit too. Two-two to third. Berger makes the play, but the Angels get 2 more, and the Marlins will have to make up 3. They've got the top of the order coming up. Arise, Bell, and Berger.
Get ready for the British Basketball League. 10 teams, 1 electrifying league. Global talent, local passion, all with a British twist. Witness unbeatable moments every weekend, all the way to the championship final in May 2024. The British Basketball League is now streaming on the Bally Sports app.
Welcome back. Little work to do for the Marlins, down 7-4 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Back to the bullpen. Ron Washington goes and calls upon Carlos Estevez. 63 games for him last year out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic.
31 saves and 78 strikeouts, 31 base on balls, 5-5 record with a 4 earned run average.
He was an all-star last year, finished with a .390 ERA. That was his first year with the Angels. He had spent the first 6 years of his career with the Colorado Rockies. He'll get Arise to start, then Bell and Berger.
Arise has been on base in all 4 of his plate appearances this evening. He has 1 single and 3 walks. Would you say only the 3rd time in his career he's walked 3 times in a game?
Second time.
Second time.
Yeah. The Marlins looking to avoid a couple of firsts here. Those are the numbers career against Estevez. We'll give you that nugget in just a moment. First the 0-1. And a line drive, base hit for a rise. So he has been on base now 5 times tonight. 3 walks and 2 hits. It's a full house.
And that's a solid single up the middle. Classic Luis Arraez swing. You can see the concentration. His eyes are right on the barrel of the bat when he makes contact with the baseball. And that's what he works on. Very seldom will you see Arraez leave prematurely with that front shoulder and his eyes not be exactly on that baseball when it makes contact with the bat.
Here's Josh Bell. A first pitch strikes for the Marlins. Of course, 0-4 right now. They have never started a season 0-5. They've also never lost consecutive games when having a 4 or more run lead in the first inning. Had a 5-0 lead yesterday. Coughed that one up. Pirates ended up notching the sweep, and right now Marlins 3 outs to get 3 runs. Fouls that one backing out of play.
Well, we talked before the contest today, and we talked about the fact that they were going to win this game. They had to play a complete game. Yeah, they got off to a real nice start as far as the runs are concerned, but there were no tack-on runs. And the Angels, just like the Pirates did over the weekend, they just continued to tack on 1 here, 2 here, 2 here, until they got back in the game.
Ball and 2 strikes. And again, popped up foul.
Don't know for sure, but it kind of feels like to me, because I've seen it before, been in the game enough to know this, and it feels like the Marlins, even though sometimes they take that lead, they're almost waiting for the other team to come back. It's almost like they don't believe they're going to win the game, and they have to convincingly continue to keep that pressure on the opposition if they're going to get themselves that first win of the season.
Bell fights that one off. Do it one more time. One-two. Yeah, I suppose the hope would be once you get that first one out of the way, then it starts to snowball a little bit.
And Skip Schumacher said before the game today that they're still trying to find their identity of a club, whether they're going to be a power hitting team, a speed team, but they haven't found that identity as of yet. We've known in the past they've always been dominant pitching, and that has helped the Marlins win a lot of games.
Good take there from Bell. Close pitch that was low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A rise off of first. And a ground ball towards second base. 1 and 2. Ooh, good.
The third twin killing of the evening that the Marlins have hit into. Position in the right spot.
Marlins down to their final out, and it's Jake Berger.
And you can see a little frustration down there in the Miami dugout.
Berger out toward left. And who's going to take it? It'll be the left fielder, Taylor Ward. So for the first time in Marlins franchise history, they start the season 0-5. Back to wrap it up after this.
Get ready for the British Basketball League. 10 teams, 1 electrifying league. Global talent, local passion, all with a British twist. Witness unbeatable moments every weekend, all the way to the championship final in May 2024. The British Basketball League is now streaming on the Bally Sports app.
Miami Marlins baseball on Bally Sports is brought to you by Leon. Visit our centers and experience the Leon Guarantee. Your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. And by Baptist Health.
Welcome to the warmer side of care. Tough one for the Marlins tonight. A 7-4 final score after a 4-run first inning. Let's check in with Craig Minervini downstairs.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. Opening week has not been kind here to the Marlins. Again, another lead, and they can't hold it, can't add on, and wind up losing. Jeff Nelson is here. We'll break it down for you coming up on our post-game show presented by Kia. Max Meyer did a nice job. We'll get to him. We'll hear from him as well, along with Skip Schumacher. All coming up in the post-game show presented by Kia in just a few moments as the Angels win 7-4.